You know, for years, we've been telling other groups how these folks really get down, and they think that they could go join the Republican Party and be hardcore Republicans, right? And we sit up there and told them, bruh, them people don't get down with you like that, bruh. Like, I don't know why you doing that. And the crazy part is these other groups go take on their talking points to talk about black people. But we're seeing now more and more people of the white community is coming out and telling them now that the truth about what they actually position is in relation to dealing with them. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Absolutely staggering to me as a white Southern woman that grew up in a white Southern family. The amount of minorities that are hardcore conservative Republicans, right? They're trying so hard to get in wherever they can fit in with these racist white folks. And I'm like, listen here, buddy. These people would take your life and find literal joy in it, okay? These people literally would take your life if it was not illegal as of right now in 2026 to do so. Are you okay? Are you like what's going on up here? I'm a woman, okay? I'm a white woman and I don't feel safe around conservatives, Republican conservatives. What the makes you think as a brown person, as a gay person, as a brown gay person, as a woman in general, what makes you feel safe around these people? I just genuinely honey, something ain't clicking. Something ain't clicking. You're not in their club. You ain't never going to be in their club. Then people don't want you around. They don't want you in their country. They don't want you in their neighborhoods. Baby, they don't want you on this earth. Just like 40, 50 years ago, it was legal for them to take your life, and they were doing it literally a lot because they could. It was a form of entertainment. It was joy for them. And here y'all are in 2026 lining up to be their little tokens. I don't know if it's just not clicking for me, dog.
And it's never clicked for me either, because I know what these people say about us and other groups. And yet these other groups come to this country and they go repeat the same talking points. Black people are lazy. Black people on welfare. Black people on food stamps. I'm like, do you know what they actually say about you? Repeating what they're saying? And then we all know the truth. You know, everybody knows the truth that actually the people that are saying black people on food stamps was the main one on food stamps. You remember when the government was shut down and they couldn't, and the federal workers couldn't get anything, or they thought that it was going to be black people lined up. And when the government was shut down and food stamp lines and food bank lines, no, it was lines of white people in these lines. So you know those images just destroyed everything they ever said about black people. Black people wasn't begging for food. One thing about us, we'll figure it out, bro. Shoot, give us a couple of dollars. We're going to figure something out. We'll put a meal together. We'll find out whatever we got in our pantry. But these other groups think that joining with them, and I'm so, this lady here and the other one that made the same kind of content to let them know you would never be part of us. You would never be part of the crowd. We'll use you and everything. This woman took a step further, saying that, look, if it wasn't illegal for them to do so, they would be unaliving them. That we do know as black Americans. But, you know, I'm a firm believer of this. Let them find out on their own. Let them find out. Because sometimes they're going to have to hear from a white person telling them, or they're going to have to find out the hard way. And they said this recently, they found a Latino, unalived outside of some police station or something like that in D.C. You know, and half of that community go vote Republican. And a lot of that community think they white. You know, they got revitiligo, a lot of them, like Uncle Ruckus have, right? But us as black people, you know, I said this. No, we shouldn't be no Republican. No, we should be no Democrat either. We should be politically independent. We should only focus on our wants, needs, and issues politically. And if whatever party or whatever, let me not say party, whatever candidate is going to give us our tangibles, that's the candidate we go with. We don't even look at a party. I don't care what party you're from. What are you going to do for black Americans? Period. But we can't join no party. Let me tell you why black people really cannot join the Republican Party en masse. What that woman talked about right there, for one. And two, they're going to be racist. And then you're going to be put in a position with it. You're going to either have to take it and then defend yourself to black people while you're taking the racism, or you're going to have to call it out when you hear it. And a lot of you that join that party a lot of times don't want to call it out when you hear it. Now, I'm not telling you how to vote. Vote how you want. I'm a firm believer, vote your interest and vote what's needed for the community at that time period. But being a part of any kind of political party, that's no. Now, I know some people may run on a party ticket in a particular district. For instance, if you are a Democrat in a Democrat district, right? I mean, 90% of people in that district vote Democrat. You're not going to win if you don't run as a Democrat. I'm just being honest with you. You may not even agree with Democrat at all. If you're in a Republican district and you're going to have to run as a Republican, even though you don't agree with Republican, if you're trying to get in, that's playing the game for where you live in. Or you can just make sure live in areas where you know, you're politically political allegiance alive. You know, align. Let me say that word, align. And but that's for people that want to run for office. Me, I'm not even thinking about something like that. My main thing is, what tangibles you going to give me? That's it. But these other groups and some of our own people are finding out the hard way, or have found out the hard way, that these people do not cut for them whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. But shout out to this lady for putting this out here. I appreciate that messaging, because they need to know. They definitely need to know. If these other groups would actually come in America and get on code, it wouldn't be no issues and problems. They complain about Trump and all that, but really, let's call it what it is. Half of the Latino community voted for Trump. Half of the Asian community voted for Trump too. So you can't complain on Trump when they're the reason why he's in office right now. Because I'm telling you, I'm not going to let people sit up here and put it at the feet of black people. Oh, y'all didn't show up to vote. BS. Black people did show up to vote. Maybe not every single black person registered to vote, but not every single white person registered to vote didn't show up either. And for sure, Asian people and Latinos had a whole lot more to lose with Trump being in office, especially if you're undocumented. And if you didn't think it was urgent for you to go to the poll and vote the way you to save your family, and what we gonna do about it? No matter who in office, black people are good. That I can tell you, because we gonna figure it out.